This is a corrupt process. You all ought to care. I know you think it's funny, Paul. You're part of the swamp. There's nothing but a swamp going on
That's totally
here.
inappropriate.
And you've joined the swamp, Mr.
dividing each other.
Carbasia, and I want people to be able to hear what's going on here. This is a corrupt process. You're part of it. You're leading it. You've just changed the goalpost again to 143, which is what the city staff said. Now, I want the floor.
This is about corruption. This is about a corrupt process that took place. And this is about 6 council members that, knowing they were endorsing a contract that did not go out to bid, that was going to cost the taxpayers more money, and frankly was a corrupt process, as I called it out there, still endorsed it, still voted for it on a 6-1 vote.
I think he's engaged in what I would describe as a tantrum, and I wouldn't comment on my 8-year-old's tantrums, nor do I want to comment on tantrum from a council member, because this clearly isn't about a no-bid contracting, because he's voted numerous times on no-bid contracts that are far greater than $143,000. This last month, the city council voted on a $15 million no-bid contract for the animal shelter, where council member Bredefeld voted for that no-bid contract, which has been the largest no-bid contract in the city's history, which was recommended by our city manager. On the agenda today, there was a $1 million no-bid contract to purchase UV lighting for our parks facilities, recommended by the city manager as well, and there was no concerns expressed there.
It was given from Mr. Veros to Arias, and then another proposal came in with obviously Mr. Veros having information of some sort from what the city staff had proposed, lowering his proposal. I don't know how you go from $250,000 to $125,000, providing the very same services within a month, unless you're attempting to rip off the city.
What I can tell you is Jim has never given me one political contribution, not one penny. And Jim has differing political views, as many other commentators and analysts in the city and elected officials. And at the end of the day, what we look at when we establish contracts is performance and ensuring that they're the right match for the work that we're asking them to do. In this case, this was the best vendor because of his experience with the city, his track record, and the cost of providing speedy services that the city of Fresno has been unable to provide for multiple years to Chinatown.
And I will say one final thing. Councilmember Capriolio said I should resign. That's hysterical. It's laughable. I can assure you my constituents don't want me to resign. And this comes from a man who every year has walked up and down these halls saying his vote was for sale. In fact, to the point I had to go into his office and say, Paul, you shouldn't be talking that way.
Councilmember Capriolio is the purest diplomat that we have on the council, and he's always been a gentleman. And it's clear to me that Councilmember Bredefeld is simply engaging in more personal attacks and tantrums that he's known for. It's not the first time that he loses his temper and engages in this kind of behavior on the dais. And unfortunately, he has to answer to that. None of us should be answering for him.
This shouldn't have been awarded to this company without a bid. And the council should have had all the information. The council didn't seem to care that they didn't have the information. It's the good old boy system. Unfortunately, it's a swamp down here, and we have a lot of swamp rats swimming in it.